Welcome back. Hot off the press is brand new from Harbor Freight. Their top of the line Schneider 80-watt soldering station. Here we go.
Harbor Freight Tools.
Schneider 80-watt soldering station.
Here we go. Me and my beautiful wife en route to Watertown, USA, New York. Yeah, we're heading to a new Harbor Freight. Haven't been to this one before. And you know what? I gotta say, I'm kind of excited. Okay, maybe not quite this excited. Anyway, there we are. Finally arrived. About an hour or so from Ogdensburg, Harbor Freight Tools. This one's a little bit smaller than the Ogdensburg location I usually go to, but hey, it's a Harbor Freight and that's all that matters. So once again, I'm, walking down the aisles and I'm looking for a soldering station. And I don't know, I guess Harbor Freights just don't have some sort of alignment in place because everyone seems to be a little bit different. So finally I found, I found the multimeters, of course. Hey, always a good sign. So you're getting close to those soldering stations, but I just couldn't resist looking at their meters, clamps, what have you. Yeah, they have a lot more in stock, it seems, at this location than the other one. But hey, I need a soldering station. And whoa, there we go. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Brand new Schneider. This baby is their top of the line unit, and I want it. I want it. So I didn't think the box would be so big. What is this, propane torch? No, I don't need a propane torch. No, I need a soldering station, and this is the puppy I'm getting. Oh yeah, they've got them in stock. I was a little bit worried, but Harbor Freight has pretty good online search tools, and they said they were in stock, and they are $114.99 US dollars. And you know what? That's about 150 Canadian or so, but hey, it's coming home with me. And you know what? I'm kind of happy. I'm going to do the happy dance right now. Oh, yeah. Boy, that is a good-looking station, isn't it? Yeah, there we are. Here we go. The Schneider 80-watt ESD-safe soldering station. Kind of that old-school technology because it does have a big old transformer inside. 302 to 896 degrees Fahrenheit. Variable control. Gives you 3 tips. One of them right now is attached to that soldering iron. Now these are just your basic ho-hum steel tips. They're not copper. So if you want better performance, replace them with copper tips and you will notice a remarkable increase, not just in the quality of the solder, but generally just how it heats up and everything else. So yeah, the tips are okay, but if you're going to use this as your main station, I would upgrade those tips. Also, the Schneider station gives you one of those sponges. I'm not a sponge guy myself, per se. No, at least they give you a sponge, right? Also, with this iron holder, you can see here, tips. Now, are those going to actually hold your tips? Well, that is a good question. Let's find out. Take one of these tips out. Hey, something else that's a little weird, okay? Look. Yeah, they're basically giving you 3 of the same shaped tips, that conical style. Even the one that I've got attached right now, same thing. So too bad they could have made it a little more interesting and given us 3 different tips instead of 3 that are basically all the same. But anyway, all right. Putting in, well, guess what? No, that is definitely not going to hold your tips. All right, so that must be to sort of help the airflow from the iron when it's sitting in there. Oh, that's too bad. We have a 5-pin connector as well. Just simply goes in like so. You don't even have to turn it. Plug it in, and away you go. Soldering iron. Have that nice silicone area here to help you from, getting those thumbs all toasty when you're soldering. Basic soldering. Here's the ceramic heating element itself, the sleeve, which I just took off, and of course, the tip. So yeah, you know, the good thing is with these types of irons, if it does sort of get whacked out or this ceramic filament gets, you know, messed up, if it dies on you, you can replace them. You can get replacement parts, usually around 20 bucks. So you're not, you know, left out to dry, so to speak. There we are, taking a look at the inside of that as well. And check out those big solder blobs, eh? Look at that. Yeah, we'll do a little bit bigger deep dive in a second, but there you go. All right. By the way, I've heard some people are putting thermal compound into these tips for a better heat transfer. Haven't tried it myself, but yeah, I'm kind of tempted. Power-wise, it plugs into your standard household mains. Look at that. Yeah, nice big thick AC power cord. Plugs right into the back just like so. 3 prongs. That is, I'm hoping our ground. I'm sure it is. Check that out in just a second. But this is a beefy unit. It's a heavy unit. It's probably at least 5 to 6 pounds. Yeah, because of that transformer, of course. Nice digital display, all push button as well. And we've got that kind of that Weller blue going on, you know, that Weller blue going on, which I gotta say is kind of soothing. I like it. Plastic though, do have some vents here as well. These are passive cooling vents on the unit. So when it does get hot, after a while, it's going to help that airflow automatically escape from inside. And it's just a good idea. The more ventilation you have, passive or not, the better that station is going to be running in the long term. Something else I like too is the fact that the base unit has 4 of these nice big rubber feet. So if you have this on a slippery surface, fear not, it's not going to be slipping because this is going to hold it steady. I like that idea. Great. As I was mentioning earlier, the soldering stand as well. Look at the back of it here. We have like a thermal inlay, a little barrier here between it and the surface it's resting on. So, hey, that's a nice attention to detail. So that soldering tip, if it's smoking hot, yeah, this is iron metal, but you do have this other added thermal protection here as well. And you know what? It's fairly heavy. We don't have any kind of rubberized feet, but it's heavy. Here we are on the inside of that unit, and look at that massive transformer. Oh, love it. Transformer is basically much more reliable, safety-wise, ESD-wise, and you know what? They have low noise, and let's face it, not many parts. So they do have a bit of weight, obviously, but it's not always a bad thing, especially when it comes time to actually having stability on your bench. This thing makes it so it's not going to move that well. It's not going to fall off your bench. You know, compared to, let's say, an SNPS style power supply, a switching power supply in your soldering station, it's better suited for, let's face it, right, portability, take it on the road, what have you. Yeah, honestly, on the bench, my favorite is still transformer based. Hey, one of the funny things too, you know, you would think that this would be more expensive, but funny enough, not always. I mean, even though these big honkin' transformers do cost more to make than your average switching style soldering station, doesn't mean that they're more expensive. Not really sure why, but yeah. And you can see here as well, this transformer has 60 hertz. So it is going to last a long time. Something else I like too is the quality of the shrouding, the wiring. Look at that. They're not just leaving these wires exposed. No, they are tethered in this nice insulated overlay, all of the wires. So no matter how hot it gets inside, those wires are not going to melt. Awesome. And look at the clamping. Look at the clamping down there on that Phillips screw as well. Oh, this is well made. And another cool feature is, look at this, we even have this paper shroud, basically protection for the back of the unit. So, you know, it's attention to detail like this that tells you this Schneider, this Harbor Freight tool soldering station is well made. This is where things get a little bit interesting. Look at that. Look at the manufacturer. It's actually an Atten. Fab date looks like January 15th, 2015, 9 years ago. They made that PCB 9 years ago. So yeah, it is obviously not brand new technology. It's proven tech, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you are buying an Atten rebranded as a Schneider. By the way, if the machine doesn't turn on at some point, you probably blew the fuse. And lucky enough, these are easy to replace. They're just embedded within the unit like so. You just kind of yank it out. And look at that. Not only do they have one fuse, but they give you a spare. They give you one spare fuse. And these are fast blow 5 amp, 250 volt, 5 by 20 millimeter fuses. So easy to find, cheap as borscht, and keep you going. Okay, just turned on the unit. And as you can see, I don't have that soldering iron attached, so we have an E2. That's an error code. And that one's easy to fix. Just attach the iron. Yeah, plug it in. Like so. And bada boom, bada bing. You are good to go. Now, something that's really cool as well is the fact that when you when you're soldering, let's face it, time to time, you're accidentally going to burn that soldering cable, right? It happens to all of us. This one, fireproof, it has not making any difference on that wire. Good stuff. Now, one of the wonky things with this unit is the fact that to get into it for calibration, for Celsius, Fahrenheit, switching, you name it, it's got a lot of different settings under the hood. I'm not going to go through them all, but man, that GUI is really messed up. For one thing, they give us the wrong instructions for changing Fahrenheit to Celsius. What they're telling you in the instruction manual just doesn't jive. No, not at all. Eventually, I figured it out, but man, oh man, that was painful. All right, let's take a look now at the temperature. Now, this is with the default Schneider tips. Those 900 MT tips, performance-wise, a little off. So here we are coming in at around just under 300 degrees Celsius. We're off by about 80 degrees or so. Yeah, we're climbing up there a bit, but really not on par with what we should be, not according to that display. So that was a little bit frustrating. But we'll take a look at that in just a second. Here we are with the standard power switch, power supply switching board here. And this is with that Schneider tip. And, it was okay. It took a while to get things done. Just didn't seem to have that really good solid heat transfer that I was expecting for a transformer-based unit. I mean, eventually does the job, but still, it just seemed like something was kind of lacking. Just like missing one of the legs of a capacitor, but that's a whole other story. Yeah. Once again, here, just looking. Now, that's a big soldering job. So you want to make sure you have a really good heat transfer when you're doing some of these PCBs. Look at that. Whoa. Okay, so now I've got a Heiko, genuine Heiko. These are made in Japan, 900 MT tips. I'm going to go ahead and replace that Schneider tip with one of these genuine Heiko tips. And there we are. And if you actually look, I'll put up the Schneider tip here. I got to say, those Heiko tips are really, really well machined. Very, very nice. Now, here's the Schneider tip in comparison. And you can kind of see the difference in quality here. And that difference in quality, in build quality, actually transfers to the way that the unit performs as well. You'll see in just a moment. Put the tip on that ceramic inlay. Let's put that cover on top. And we will screw it in. And there we go. All right. Now we are going to put it back on that temperature tester. And let's just see if we can get a better temperature reading now that we're actually using a better tip. Here we go. So right now that Schneider unit is going up in temperature. And I've got that Heiko tip now installed. So we're going to be sitting at around 430 degrees Celsius. And you can see already that Heiko tip is making a difference. Look at that. Look at that. Already up to 400 degrees. And it's still climbing. Taking a little bit, but it is nonetheless climbing. Look at that. 420 degrees. Are we going to hit 430 degrees to be right on par with our Schneider unit? Oh yeah, 431, 430. So, I mean, yeah, big difference. So that huge 80 degree or so Celsius variance from the standard Schneider tip, that was just totally blown away with these HABO tips. So, man, what a difference. And you can even tell when you're burning that solder. This is leaded solder, German leaded solder. And man, oh man, it just loves those HABO tips. Just look at the way it's going to burn through this solder, just like butter, just like butter. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. So definitely, once again, you know, for whatever reason, Schneider seemed to skimp out a bit on those tips. Do yourself a favor, and if you buy the unit, go ahead and buy some better tips. And by the way, these HABO tips, there's not copper. They are still metal tips. But that being said, the way they built them, just like night and day, the heat transfer is quite a difference. And they're heavy. They probably weigh twice what that standard Schneider tip weighs. Here we are, once again, on the back, that power board. And we've got that HABO tip. And that is a big blob of solder there. And it's a little bit hard to see, but I'm telling you, it's melting now like butter, like butter. So what a difference a tip makes. And not to worry, that tip is properly grounded. Booyah. Closing thoughts on the Harbor Freight Schneider 80-watt soldering station. Oh, I have mixed feelings on this one, but at the end of the day, I say yes. No doubt about it, there's a lot of goodness here. Hey, we have super fast heat up time, and that build quality, as you saw, was stellar. I give it a 10 plus. Let's not forget that huge 60 hertz transformer. That means long-lasting performance. Plus, if you don't already know it, Harbor Freight has a great warranty. 90 days, no questions asked. For whatever reason you don't like it, bring it back, get your money back. That's a good thing. Hey, I'm a sucker for that electric blue. I think it looks great on the bench. It pans out, has a little bit of pop, and overall looks nice. That display as well, LED, looking really good, easy to read no matter what your lighting situation. Easy on the eyes. And hey, 900 MT series tips. These are cross-compatible, as you saw. Big difference with the HABO tip as opposed to the included kind of El Cheapy Schneider tips. If you can, spring for some slightly better 900 MT tips and you'll be surprised at the performance increase. Now there's a few cons. It's got those cheap tips like I mentioned before, and don't get me started on that ultra wonky setup for the Celsius Fahrenheit switchover. Didn't make any sense. What they gave us just didn't make any sense. It's really wonky. A lot of functionality, a lot of power under the hood, but man, oh man, that GUI sucks. Finally, that Schneider mainboard, well, guess what? It's not a Schneider. It's actually a rebranded ATEN ST80, as you saw, but that, my friends, is a good thing. Now, all in all, it's a pretty decent buy. Might be a little bit on the expensive side, but still, I think it's worth it. The Schneider 80-watt soldering station from Harbor Freight gets a solid 3.5 out of 5 stars. Hey, if you're looking for a nice big heavy transformer style soldering station for your bench, give this one a serious look. Thanks for watching this review, everybody. Till the next one, keep on testing.